Donald Trump has wasted no time enforcing his agenda during his second term as president. While President Trump's recent cabinet appointees have been subject to criticism, many are concerned over his executive orders and comments involving tariffs. To learn how tariffs could impact the United States, we talked to economics professor Dr. Dove.
Again, tariff is a tax on imports, the goods and services that you and I buy from abroad. It makes them more expensive, which means that as consumers, we have less disposable income available to us, right? And it leaves us relatively poorer, again, as consumers. It also tends to reduce the amount of consumer goods and services that are available within a country or within an economy, simply because many of those goods become too expensive and we can't even necessarily produce those domestically. So overall, it does negatively impact and hurt consumers.
On February 1st, President Trump implemented a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico. We spoke to freshman multimedia journalism major Jackson Cates to learn how he feels about the United States placing tariffs on its closest allies.
I feel like we should be sticking with people that are close to us, that are going to be there for us. So I feel like with other countries that we know aren't going to be there for us if we need them, cutting ties with them may be a good thing.
While placing tariffs on Canada and Mexico, President Trump also placed a 10% tariff on Chinese imports. Cates also shared his thoughts on President Trump tariffing one of America's toughest adversaries.
I think it's 50-50. I think if we're talking government, yes, but if we're talking people, no. I think that there is a potential for maybe one day China and America come to a consensus that we're both superpowers and we can probably work together to bring the world up.
President Trump also raised a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports. The tariff has not yet taken effect, but is expected to be enforced on March 12th. Junior risk management insurance major Riley Bryson shared with us what other industries he thinks will be impacted by the tariffs.
I think partially the raw material aspect of it, like I said, steel. We need that for buildings, for everything in general, railroads. Just a lot you can do with steel, but also I think the technology industry, because while like I said, we source a lot of our tech from outside of the country, whether or not it's the chips or everything in between, and that could, maybe there'll be a shortage on phones or something in between.
President Trump has also teased imposing tariffs on the auto industry as early as April 2nd. We spoke to Dylan Rushing, an employee at Jim Whaley Tires, to learn how business might be impacted by these tariffs.
Not even just here at Jim Whaley, but over the board. We're going to see an increase in part prices with those tariffs. So that would definitely impact, with the imports and exports being raised. When they get charged more, they charge us more, which in turn has to charge the customer more to keep up with demand.
Despite the impending tariffs, Rushing is confident that Jim Whaley will put customers first.
As scary as it can be and as scary as things can seem, that there are still, industries out there like ours that at the end of the day, we're here for the customer.
President Trump has only been in office for 4 weeks. It may take some time to see the results of his tariffs. Until then, we'll have to wait and see.